Hello guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. I would like to invite you today to another material from the Pacific War. Uh, just a short intro. We are playing the scenarios from this game. We played already all engagement ones. Now we are on the battle. We played Relief of the Wake Island, and then I jumped to the Indian Ocean Adventure and the Aleutians. Today we'll continue, I would say, this mini campaign of those three battle scenarios 10, 11, 12, which all took place here with Aleutians. The first one was when Japanese were trying to catch those two islands. In our game, it was not successful. Now we'll have the second when they try to reinforce those troops which are there with the engineers. Yeah, you see, engineers will be traveling here to Kiska. Kiska is here. And the third one would be the operation of US forces to take those islands back. It's kind of a secondary theater of war, but I'm playing those battle scenarios. I think they are small and really good for the training purposes. And that is why I suggest guys you also try it. We'll have 21 days of operation, and that's from the special rules. All units has to legally deactivate. The US naval unit can activate in Adak Island. This is the farthest west, so those islands, yeah, let's say Adak. And the Japanese can deactivate in Komandorsky Island. Komandorsky Island is actually here the Russian one, but yeah, this is possible. I don't think we'll need such a long game because it will be probably bloody and quick encounter of two fleets, and either we land at Kiska, those engineers, or they are sunk by the intercepting Americans. There are two special rules. We'll be using weather. I will be rolling on weather. We have June. I think it's June. No, it's actually March 1943. Yeah. So we'll be rolling for March, and we can have clear, we can have fog, or we can have squall. Fog will be very detrimental to the search for the naval units, and also some of the missions can be cancelled. Squall, it's only the search which is affected. The second special unit is that we'll be using the optional rule 34.9. Let me show it to you. Here is this rule. This is long-range aircraft night attack. So whenever we will find the Japanese with those long-range planes, they can attack particular unit in the fleet. Only that unit can return flag combat, and they attack with a strength of 0. So very small strength, but yeah, we can. Not sure how useful it will be, but let's see. So the operational player is Japanese. The intelligence is intercept. So once we reach hex 2, here the reaction player can stop the Japanese. Yeah. We have everybody ready. They have also BCMs. Yes, they have BCMs. So it's time to start. We start with operation player contact phase, and we'll be moving the task forces first. So we have a task force here, and we have a force. The force is this plane. It has range of 10, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If Americans come here, yeah, I can bombard them. We have our infantry here at Kiska, and this is our fleet, which will bring, hopefully, the engineers. So we move one hex here. There is no search, they are too far away. So operating player here, we move one day forward. And now another. I think we allow them to come closer as Americans. Another 2 days. We should probably also roll for the weather at the beginning to know what we are talking about for the sake of search. Just let me see. It says weather conditions should be rolled at the beginning of every battle cycle and every time a tinted space is entered. So yeah, we moved 1 day forward. So let's check what weather we have here. 7. It will be squall, so it will be much harder to search. So they move 1, 2, 3, 4. Let them come a little closer. Another 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And they can start to search for one another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But of course, first of all, weather. Weather is 4. Oh fuck! So it's not a good weather. We add 3 to the search roll. So does it make sense to roll at all? On the range 6, the Japanese. No, there's no way to find each other. Now, would Americans try to stop them already? Yeah, we have another day. Let's not forget 1, 2, 3. Let them actually come a little closer. So let's give them possibility to approach. So this is 1. Now on 5, it's still not possible to find anybody. They need to be closer. 4 hexes. On 4 hexes, we roll 0, 2, 0, 2, but we add 3 for fog, so doesn't make any sense. And 1 more closer here, and we change the day, and we change the weather. Let's see what it would be. 6, and 6 is again, I believe, fog. Exactly. And fog, it's not only adding 3 to the die roll when searching for naval units, it's also we use the procedure for random air mission cancellation if there are such missions. Yeah, start. Okay, let me see where are our forces, because we now will interrupt and will stop the move of Japanese. Here is our 1 fleet. Here is 2. Here is 3. And here is 4. Okay. So the reaction player reacts and stops the movement of the operating player. Jump to this phase. And what they will do in the first move, they will create a task force here. Let me just get my task forces. It will be task force 2, which will sail out of here. This task force will consist of those 2 ships. Yes. And they will try to support those guys. This was in the first. Would they want to do anything? They would like to be closer to those guys. In the second, they move here, they move here. Third, here and here. Fourth, here. They will not do anything. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Okay, 8, 9, 10. So they are sailing here. And now, that's all for that part. We'll move to the battle cycles. Yeah, we went 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Yes, everything is fine. We go through the lightning. Would Japanese like to influence what the lightning will be? No, not yet. I'll just roll. 0, I believe that's night. So we start at night. So the long range planes will be also working. Okay. We roll now for the advantage determination. So the Japanese are advantage. So they move 1, 2, and they are being searched it's night, so only long range planes can do it. And this at 4, we have one long range plane, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. At 4, axis, it's on 0. And remember that due to the fog, we add 3, so no way to find them. So now those guys approach here by 2. This is advantage termination, advantage movement, our missions, so we jump to disadvantage movement. And I will move those guys here. That concludes this battle cycle. We move a day, 2 days forward. And we now start next battle cycle. We move day AM. So we roll for the weather. Interesting what we get. 9, and this is squall. Yes. So we add 2 to search. Very important, who will be first? The Japanese will be first. So 1, 2, and I believe we'll do the search here. It's pretty close now, so who has the best way to find them? I think the planes, and we have recon planes. Not here. Okay, they don't have recon planes. They might not have. Yeah, they have recon planes in Brooklyn. So if they use the recon planes during the day at range 1, we roll up to 5, but remember that due to squall, we add 2 to every roll. So we need to roll 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. No, they have not found them. And now the Japanese will roll. They have similar, like up to 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Because of the squall. And they didn't manage to find them. Okay. Now, what the Americans will do? They will sail here 1, 2, and they will do the barrier. Okay, and that would move the days to forward. Let's check the weather. This is pretty quick scenario. We'll have an intense battle in a moment, and most probably. Before we do it, we didn't found the task force, so we were not able to launch the airstrikes. Okay, this is fine. First of all, weather 5. It's even worse. It's fog, and the lightning condition goes here. What Japanese would like to push it to forward? No, not yet. We are fine. 9. This is day PM. Okay. So now a huge moment. Who will move first? Lightning advantage determination. It's very, very important. Wow, Americans. Okay, that's fortunate for them. What they will do, they will try to catch them. Yeah, they will move those guys here. And they will move those guys here. Actually, they can combine. They can potentially combine. Okay, I would do that way. So the moment they come here, we'll do the search. And this is very important search. First of all, the US searches for the naval units. So this is search for naval in the hex during the day. This is 8. But we have fog. Fog means we add 3. So we need to roll 0 to 5 to find the Japanese. 0 to 5. No! No way! And we cannot search second time. Yes, we didn't find them. Simple like this. The Japanese, of course, search for Task Force 1. And they will roll here. This is also up to 8, also +3 due to the weather. No, they didn't manage to catch them. Okay, that's interesting. So now during the turn of Japanese, they will start moving here. This is disadvantage movement. Of course, we are trying to locate them with our US long-range planes. So this is day up to 6. +3, yeah, for the fog. So this is 0 to 3. 0 to 3. Yes, they found them, and now it's time to attack. It was so close. It was so close for them, you know, to be safe. But they are not there yet. So now, gosh, guys, that doesn't change anything because we are in disadvantage movement. Yeah. So we are doing now detection removal after we move, and it will be all. They managed to come here. They managed to disembark the engineers. Engineers use one of these BCMs, and they are at Task Force 1. Fantastic. So one of the success factors for the Japanese is fulfilled. And we move another 2 days forward. It was close. It was close, but the weather is really horrible. So we roll for the weather 3. Again, fog. And we are at dusk. And we roll for advantage now. Those guys can deactivate here, so not much time for Americans to catch them. Let's try to have some battle. Okay, Japanese are first, so they will go through here. This is, I believe, restricted water. Yes, no, this is restricted, and this is coastal water. Okay, coastal. So, of course, during this move, we'll be searching everywhere for them. So we'll be searching both here, and here, and we'll be searching with these long-range planes from here. So this is range 1, 2, 3. At range 1, again, remember we have fog. We search up to 3, and up to 2, then up to 1. Up to 3. Of course, we can also search when they were moving, mutually searching. So the first search is, yeah, when they were here. No, then the second search is here up to 2. Yes, they are found. And they come here. And of course, the Japanese are doing... wait, guys, if I remember correctly, you can search only once for the particular task force. So unfortunately, they are not found. They are not found. Yeah, in the battle cycle, in their movement. Yeah. Okay, the rule 111. You can search only once with a task force, once for task force, and once per hex. Yeah. Okay, but we can search with those guys for the. I think we combine those task forces. Yes, do we? We can for sure put additional destroyer here, and I believe this is better. Yeah, that way, and those guys from the task force 2 will simply sail here to the task force 4. So now those guys can also search during this battle cycle. Let me just check one thing which I would like to verify, not to confuse you. Yeah, we can search during the movement. A hex can be searched only once during the phase. A task force can be searched for only once during the phase. Yeah, exactly. A can conduct only one search per movement phase. So these three ones which I mentioned. But we try to find those guys too. And that way we'll be rolling on the Japanese table. Japanese table is here. This is range 2. So we need to roll 0. Okay, that doesn't look like very much possible and probable. No. Now we jump to disadvantage movement. They will still try to catch them and fight with them. So 1, 2. And now both sides search for each other. So this is, I believe this is the same chart, yes. So search for naval in this hex. It is 8 and this is 8. Does it make sense to search? No, doesn't matter, because we'll be removing the search in a moment. So we just finish the day. Doesn't make sense. We jump here. We have night. And yes, we are pretty close from Japanese escaping the US troops. Hopefully they will manage to catch them. I would like to show you also the battle. It would be much more interesting. They already landed the engineers here, so at least I think minor victory for Japanese is marginal as well. Okay, advantage determination. So the US has advantage. Advantage movement. We need to find and we need to start the battle. Sorry guys, my bet with the naval rules. If we have 2 task forces here, we should determine whether we are not starting the battle. And in naval combat determination phase, if the opposing naval units both fail to detect one another in coastal or restricted water, immediately invert both task forces to their deactivated side and begin naval combat. Okay, we didn't make a mistake. We were together here. So in open water, we don't see each other. But here, regardless of whether we will find ourselves or not, we will have a battle. If the opposing naval units have both failed to detect one another. But if we detect, we'll have a fight. So what I wanted to do. They search for themselves. We have, of course, let me fog. So 0 to 5 and 0 to 5. Big roll. If one side is able to find the other and the other will not find that side, we might have a surprise. So 0 to 5, Japanese searching for US. Yes, they found them. 0 to 5. Yes, they found them. So both are found. And now we have climatic finish of this scenario because we go to advantage mission air. And we will go directly to naval combat. And in naval combat determination, if the opposing naval units have detected one another in any type of water, begin naval combat phase 1 with neither side achieving surprise. So let's put those beat markers. Now we put everybody here. Of course, the other way around. Yes. Everything can happen now. Okay, so here we are. Just here closer. Here we are. What is the range? Okay, let me just check the range because we are in this is coastal water, yeah, and you cannot. Long range can be bit only in open water and only in the lightning conditions, day or dusk. So when they will be doing the bidding, it's already for the future. Could be medium. Of course, it could be withdrawal. It could be short or withdraw, but it cannot be long. Now, let us check where we are here. We are in coastal waters, yes. We set it up, but we are in coastal water, and we have night. So we are at short range. So we will be fighting at the short range. We are fighting at the short range. The torpedoes will be used, so let me just take them out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 Japanese torpedo capable, and we have 1 here. Okay, this will be simultaneous, of course, fight. Nobody has surprise. So let me just take the chart, and we'll be looking at naval gunnery combat, short range versus naval, and we torpedo combat, submarine or naval versus naval. So we'll be looking at those two things. Remember, the victory conditions for scenario says that whoever scores more naval hits, it also changes the victory for that side, because Japanese decisive is when if they manage to land the engineers and score more naval hits, and Japanese marginal is land Japanese engineers. So if we manage to hit hard with Americans, the decisive victory can turn into marginal. So Americans will be firing first, short range. Remember about his this is 2, this is 0, this is 3, and this is 4. Who will be our target? That guys have 6, so this would be probably the main target. Yes, so this is the main target. Everybody hits there. Also torpedoes, yes, also torpedoes. So with this up to 2, with this 0, 1, 2 will hit. No, nothing. This is, we need a 0 on the regular fire, nothing. And torpedoes, this is torpedo 5, so due to the hits up to 3 on torpedoes. Yes, we have torpedo hit. Torpedo, this was 3, we wrote 1. We check here. This is 2 hits. Oh, that would be really hard hitting. Once again, 3, 1. It's really nice hit. 2 hits. Yes, this is 2 hits against them. Let me put those hits that way, so we see that they are simultaneous. And we of course use the torpedo. Now those guys, they are fighting on 0 to 3. Wow! 3, 0. And this is naval short range. 2 hits. Another 2 hits. Very good rolling from the Americans. And now those guys, they roll on 4. 2. 4, 2, naval on short range. 5, and these guys will be crippled, if I remember correctly. Let me just find it. Yes, they will be crippled, you see. They have 6 here. But they will be crippled from the next battle cycle, not yet. That was a devastating fire. Let's be honest. Okay, how the Japanese would like to act? APDs will be using torpedoes. Okay. Let us assume those two fire here, those two fire here. And we go. APDs, they have torpedoes and they have two torpedoes. Let's remember. So we'll be using, all those guys will use torpedoes. And they will have still one left. So I will mark them anyhow already. Yes, so they roll up to 5 versus those guys. Sorry, I rolled 0 here, yes? I rolled 0, if I remember correctly, so there was a possibility for a critical hit. 4, it's nothing. Now, coming back to Japanese. Sorry for those mistakes and for those interruptions. Up to 5. 5. Up to 5. 5 on torpedoes. 5, 5. Most probably 1 hit. Yes, so the first hit is got here. Now they don't have a gun. They have gunnery. They have gunnery of 0. Okay. So we roll. Nothing. Now those guys, remember, they are not hit yet, so we don't look at this. Torpedoes up to 2. Nothing. And now the regular gunnery 5. 1. That's nice. 5, 1. Gunnery on short range. This is 2 hits. This is getting a very bloody affair, as you can see. Now, those 2 guys against that ship. Let me just see how much do they have strike. They have 4, okay. And those have 5. Good. So they hit on torpedoes up to 7, but they have to hit, so up to 5, 0. My goodness, up to 5, 5, 0 torpedoes, 3 hits. They are sunk. Yes, so we add 3 more hits. We need to calculate them at the end of the game. And all other hits are necessarily not used. We are not firing with gunnery. We use this torpedo. This just simply did not do anything. This was Naval Combat 1, Naval Combat 2. Range determination. I think both sides will be fighting on. So that guys are done. Okay. And yeah, so we do the second round. They will definitely would like to sink those guys. So let me attack with everybody at those, or rather at those destroyers, because they have those fantastic torpedoes. So yeah, let's start. 1, because 4 minus 3 is 1. Nothing. 2, this is on 0. Maybe they should withdraw actually, and they roll on 2. Nothing. Now the turn for the Japanese. They will use torpedoes, of course. At least those who can. Yes, they will use torpedoes. And how we shall do it? This should be 6. Yeah, this is 6. And this is 4. So this is 2 left, 4 left, and this is 1 left. So in such a case, those 2 will be hitting at those 2 at this guy. Okay, first roll, torpedo here up to 5. 4, so probably 1 hit. 4, Yes, one hit, and that's just enough to destroy it. Those guys are destroyed. They will still, they had chance to fire already. So we don't roll for those anymore. Now those two, it was, I think, versus those guys, yes. So first of all, torpedoes up to 5. This is 7, up to 5, 6, nothing. Then the gunnery on 0. Wow, gunnery on 0. Yes, we scored a hit. 0, 0 on short range. It's one hit. And now those guys, gunnery 1. Excuse me, 0 also means that you can have a critical hit. Completely, I'm forgetting this all the time, but I'm rolling so poorly on critical hit, that doesn't matter. And now gunnery 1, nothing. Torpedoes on 0, nothing. So it's already 5 hits on Japanese and 8 hits on Americans. I think they will beat Japanese range beat will be short, and I believe they would like to withdraw. Okay. So what does it mean? We have a range. We have current range short. We would like one withdraws and the other any short. So yeah, there will be last chance to fire. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. It's better to do both sides as a short, because at least they will be able to fire. But with a costly fire. Yes. So we roll for the Americans. This on 0. This is on 1. They try to sink those. On 0, nothing, and on 1. Okay, so it was better to stay in the third round and at least try to do some nominal damage. Now we have those guys, so those 2 hits here, those 2 hits here. No torpedoes, so gunnery 0. Nothing. Here, gunnery 0. Yeah, a hit. Gunnery 0, and this is, I believe, 0, 0 would be 1 hit in the short, and possibility for critical hit. 6, finally. So 2 hits. 2 hits we apply here. 2 more hits. Now we go to those 2 guys firing here. First of all, gunnery 0. This is 2 minus 2 hits. And gunnery 1. Wow, 1. And we have 1 hit. So they are also sunk. My goodness, it's not the best day for the American fleet. They inflicted 5 hits on Japanese, crippling 1 of their ships, but they lost like 2 ships, 3 ships, 3 units. Some of them are not 1 ship, but a couple of ships. They sustained 11 hits, so those guys are done. Let me just put the final numbers on it. Those are done. And those are done. So the only ones who are coming back home would be those destroyers. And they have 4 hits. And, let me just nominally put them here. After the first round, when the 5 hits went against the Japanese, I was pretty sure that's it. That's it, and we are done, but they were also firing pretty good. What would happen next? Most probably in this disadvantage movement, those guys would move 1 hex here, and we will pass the date. We'll change, of course, the weather, but all in all, after a couple of moves, the both sides should be able to both deactivate here, and those guys will deactivate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Yeah, easily both sides can deactivate. They have 1, 2, 3.5 days still. So 1, 2, 3.5. For Americans, it's very close, not to be on time. For Japanese, the only way is, of course, going here 1 to 3 days. Just enough time. So that's all from me today. As you can see, those Aleutian scenarios are rather small and pretty quick. They are also very brutal, as we can see in this fight. Most of the scenario, it was like hide and seek. Yeah, the Japanese managed to land the engineers. Probably they will be building some installations now. A lot of American fleet was unfortunately destroyed. Some of the Japanese too. But if you look at the scale of those battles, it's completely different from what we have in South Pacific, for example, or Central Pacific. This is a North Pacific, this is a secondary theater, but it was also, of course, important. Thank you for today. If you like this video, please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more materials like this, kindly ask you to subscribe. We'll be back with the last Aleutian scenario pretty soon. That will be Operation Land Crab. And then we'll have many more units than today. Thank you and bye for today.